This week, Canon officially revealed the firmware update for the 5D Mark IV. It had been rumored earlier that this firmware was going to fix some of the major problems with the 5D Mark IV, such as the heavy crop in 4K mode. That crop was going to be reduced, as well as a change in the codec to make the files a little bit more manageable for most shooters. Unfortunately, all we're getting is the log mode added to the 5D Mark IV. All that other stuff that had been rumored was just nonsense. The only thing that's happening is log is being added to the 5D Mark IV, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it is a paid upgrade. It's $99 and it has to be installed at an official Canon center. So in order to do this, you have to pay $100 and take it in. You can't do it on your own, which is just stupid for so many reasons. This is what Panasonic has done with their GH cameras and offering Vlog-L as a paid update, and then they ship you a code in the mail. What Canon is doing is very similar, and I think any picture profile, any color profile should be free. And it would have been really nice if they had actually offered some of that stuff that had been rumored, because that would make the 5D Mark IV a lot more attractive to filmmakers. I know it's a very popular photography camera, but I really don't see a lot of people using it for filmmaking or video production. We also saw Sony announce the new Alpha 9 or A9 camera, however you like to say it, and the internet exploded with tons of positive praise for Sony for the new A9 camera. Although all of this praise is in regards to photography, it has very little to do with the actual video features on this camera. People have been praising the high frames per second that the camera can take in photo mode. It can shoot 20 frames a second. It's also got a bigger battery, and it's got a high resolution full frame sensor, along with a no blackout feature, all for $4,500. That may seem like a lot, but compared to the competition, it is a little bit cheaper. I think though, Sony totally dropped the ball on this, because from a video standpoint, there's almost nothing new or extraordinary about this camera. The codec is still the same as it's always been on these Sony mirrorless cameras. The frames per second in video mode haven't been updated in any meaningful way, and they actually removed the picture profile option, so you can't even shoot log on the A9. You are limited to the basic standard picture profiles that come stock with the camera, and you really can't customize it at all in video mode. So on the one hand, they added a lot of features that photographers are excited about, although at what point do you really care how many frames per second you're shooting? What's fast enough? Every year there's a camera that shoots faster and faster frames per second for photos, and every year people drool over the latest and greatest in technology, but what's actually practical? What are you actually going to use? And for $4,500, don't you think you should actually get a little bit more than the standard basic video features that are common on almost all of the Sony mirrorless cameras nowadays? I'm sure the A9 will be a perfectly fine camera for photographers, and I'm sure there'll be people who shoot video with it. But coming from just shooting with the GH5 to seeing the latest and greatest from Sony be something so featureless from a video standpoint, it's really disappointing. I came across an interesting Kickstarter this week, which is the Freecast wireless video transmitters. Now, this is a Kickstarter, so don't rush out and buy it just yet, but it does have me excited because this is something I've been looking for a very long time. Freecast is a transmitter and receiver that streams video signal from HDMI to the receiver, which then pairs with a smartphone in order to stream that signal live on YouTube or Facebook. The basic package is meant for GoPros, so you could stream GoPro footage live, but there's also an upgraded package that lets you stream from pretty much any HDMI-equipped camera. That universal package is the one you probably want, and right now on the Kickstarter, it's $500. So remember, this is a Kickstarter, so there's no guarantee that you're actually going to get this thing or when you're going to get it. But what makes me excited about it is that the technology is moving forward, and we're seeing things start to enter the market that offer this feature. Hopefully some other players can enter the market, maybe Blackmagic can get in on this, and we can see devices like this so we can actually stream video, high quality video from DSLRs or mirrorless cameras through our iPhone apps or smartphone apps directly to YouTube. It's actually very difficult to do right now if you want to have any kind of camera system that allows you to do that, unless you're spending thousands of dollars setting up a home switcher. So something that's really portable and mobile like this system is really exciting to me. Last week, I posted my GH5 review. This is a video production specific review of the GH5 and how it compares to the GH4, as well as the Ursa Mini 4.6K. If you missed it, you probably want to go check it out. I've actually gotten some pretty positive feedback on that review, so you don't want to miss it. And next week is NAB. There's going to be a ton of new announcements. I'm actually going to be at NAB doing some videos and some live streams, so look for that stuff next week. So that was my list of all the biggest news from this past week. If I missed something, please let me know with a comment down below, and look for all that great stuff from NAB coming next week.